Good morning, ladies. It's Kate. Happy Thursday. It is just about 7 o'clock here in New York. I have my coffee with me. I'm on the couch. And I wanted to see if any of you guys are up yet. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes and see if anyone comes on. I got Turbo here with me. He's not really happy right now because I think I've mentioned to you guys, we get up at 5:30 every day because my husband commutes into Manhattan. So we get up at 5:30 and I walk Turbo, pack lunches, pack breakfast, make coffee, and get my husband out of the house by 6. And then it's me and Turbo for our snuggle time, usually until about 7:45. But this morning I have a bunch of clients, so I wanted to just get a jump start on the day. So I thought I'd come on here and just chat with you guys a little bit. I see Lindsay's on. Good morning, Lindsay. Morning. We'll wait another minute. I'm glad this is working because, good morning. For my mastermind group, I've been doing their office hours each week via Facebook Live, and yesterday, for whatever reason, it was not letting me on. It kept kicking me off. So I'm glad that I actually made it on here. So yeah, let's actually just start by talking about our topic this week. And this week we've been talking about confidently leading. So I'm just wondering how many of you have really been asking yourself the questions that I put up in the group on Monday and really evaluating where you're at, because it can be so easy in this industry to just sort of get lost. Oh, Lindsay said she's sitting there with Gemma. It can be easy to just like hide and to not put yourself out there and just to sit back and watch and let everyone else lead. But if you want to make a difference, if you want to start booking clients, you have to be a leader. You have to show up and give your best. So I would say if you haven't started yet today, really try to figure out what's holding you back. Is it fear? Is it false stories you've been telling yourself? What do you think it is? What I always like to say is you're never going to be completely ready. Like, it's not going to feel comfortable when you start it. So one little tip that and I think I mentioned this on Tuesday, that I've started doing years and years ago was acting as if I was in that place that I want to be. Oh, I see Jessica's on. Hey, Jessica. So acting as if you're already in that place. So if you want to show up as a leader in your industry, say you are a web designer, stepping up and showing value does not mean that you are dominating the space. Exactly. Really good point, Lindsay. A lot of people, are afraid to step up because they're afraid they're going to look, like they're really promoting themselves or they're being pushy. Hey, Jessica. So that's why, our topic this month has really been visibility, and I shared with you my visibility case study last week in workbook, because if you want to get visible and show up as a leader, you've got to work through these things. So you have to sort of just like put aside whatever feelings or thoughts or, again, false stories that come up and just start leading. So what I was mentioning before is that years ago I started to practice this thing that's always worked for me, but acting as if. So acting as if I'm already in this place that I want to be, say 6 months from now. Just pretending that I'm there and just acting it. And it's not that I'm being a fraud. Oops. Oh, God. Our little stand fell over and Turbo just freaked out. Turbo, it's okay. It's not that I'm acting like a fraud or anything. I'm just acting as my true version of myself. So I know that with practice and more experience, like, this is a place I want to be. So why not start acting that way now? Okay, so I always give the example, like if you're at a 9 to 5 and you really want to become a supervisor, act as if you're a supervisor. Act responsible. Make decisions that a supervisor would already make. Treat your coworkers in a way that a supervisor would treat their coworkers. So maybe like not goofing off or not taking things seriously. So really just putting yourself in those shoes as a supervisor even before you're there. And that's what I've done at any job that I had. And that's what really pushed me ahead. While everyone else was like goofing off, you know, I would try to be serious. I would know there was a time and place for having fun and goofing off, because I truly love to goof off and just have fun. But I knew there was a time and place for that. So I would always take the initiative to step up and even do things that maybe I don't really want to do, but I would take on responsibility because I wanted to someday be a leader. I wanted to be a supervisor. And that's really how I was able to get a lot of authority and move up in my past jobs. Let's see what Jessica said. It's been important for me to get visible, and I'm constantly fighting the temptation to hide again. I so agree with acting as if. I always say to myself, be the coach. Jessica, you are the coach. You already are the coach. And you did such a beautiful job putting that video in our group this week. I would love to see you on video more. You definitely have a gift. So keep on doing it. The thing is, it's scary. And the only way to get through that fear is just to do it. So if you're afraid of video, you've got to videotape yourself. I absolutely hate the way that I sound. Like if I replay a video or I replay an audio clip, I get so annoyed at my voice. Man, Turbo is spazzing out over here. But you know what? It's okay. Like it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter how I feel. This is about what I want to give to you guys. So you have to just sort of get through those things and get over those things. Lindsay says, hi Turbo, best way to recognize you're still learning along the way. Focus on developing your own sense of integrity. Yeah, that's a good one, Lindsay. Really trying to figure out what those things are that you believe in and sticking to that. So oftentimes, you know, you're put in different situations. Thank you, Lindsay. She said, your voice is awesome, Kate, because it's your own. Thank you. Oftentimes you're put in situations where maybe you feel pushed to do something that you know isn't right, or you see like all of these other coaches or service providers who are doing things that maybe are a little bit sneaky, or promoting themselves in a way that maybe isn't completely true, and you're like, you know what, it would be really easy for me to get ahead if I just did that. Because, you know, in this industry, it's actually pretty scary because we don't know what's true and what's not. We see all of this stuff. We have this like information overload, especially on Facebook, and we see people talking about, you know, 10K days, 20K months, 7-figure launches. And to be completely honest, how do we really know if that's all true? We try to trust people and believe that it is true, but we just don't know that. So, you know, it could be very easy for someone who's feeling discouraged and feeling like they want to show up as a leader to just start to put things like that out there that aren't true. So it really is, like Lindsay said, it's all about your integrity and having a sense of integrity and figuring out what that is for you. So for myself, I honestly don't like to talk about numbers, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't have a problem when people do it, but I just don't think that it's something that feels good for me right now. I don't need to share my numbers. I don't need to share the income that I'm making. I'm just here to help you guys, and I'm here to make a difference. So that stuff doesn't matter. Nikki says, I feel the same way, girl. I don't like talking about numbers either. Yeah, it's, you know, there are times too where you get to maybe a point in your business and you're like, wow, like this is incredible. Like, I can't believe I hit this or that. But you can celebrate that with yourself. You don't need external validation, because again, that's not the reason why you're doing this. You are doing this to have a fulfilling career for yourself and to help other people. Let's see, Jessica said it is. I totally agree. It's just about getting out there and doing it. I had a really awesome schedule of content posting worked out this week, but life got in the way a little and I haven't done it. Going to really get out there again today and just do what I can do with the time that I have. Exactly, Jessica. So you getting on here today and just showing up and being there to support other people, like that's being a leader. It's just showing up, even when you feel like you don't have the perfect content to share or the perfect message to share. It's just being there and being of support. Lindsay says the internet is easy to put a false front. And as you told me yesterday, that 20K month might be the only money they've made in 5 years. Exactly. That's the other thing, is that you see like all these coaches talking about that. Like, I had a 30K month last month, but that might be the only money they made the entire year or the entire past 2 years. You just don't know. So you have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you have to be a leader. And, you know, if that's not something that you agree with, putting all of that out there, then you don't do that, and don't feel like you have to jump into that, jump on that wagon with them and start sharing stuff like that. So you just taking a stand and just sharing your message and sharing what it is that you're passionate about. Let's see if anyone else has any other questions at all. I think if there's anything else with leadership. I think, again, it's really just, you know, it's not, you're not going to feel completely confident at first. It's really about just getting out there, putting yourself out there, and little by little, you will feel it. Little by little, it won't be as scary. Just like the visibility piece that we talked about last week. It's scary to put yourself out there, but the more you do it, the easier that it gets. So if video scares you, showing up as a leader and talking about your, whatever it is that you do, you know what? Practice it every single day. Hop on there every single day. Lindsay says there might be numbers that do matter to you because they're connected to your why. Celebrate those numbers so they're connected to the bigger story. So 1,000 people in this group is clearly a number. Yeah, that matters to you because it means that you're making an impact. Lindsay, I love that because you are completely right. I did celebrate that number. And every single number that I've hit in this group has been something that I've celebrated, because it's not about the money, it's about the impact and about getting more women connected and individuals connected in this group. So yeah, I have, you know what, I've been celebrating, like I can still remember when we got to 10 members in the group. I celebrated it like it was like the biggest party of the year, and by myself. I don't think I really mentioned it in the group because it was 10 people, but I felt like it was like such an achievement and so much excitement for me. But yeah, 1,000, like I'm just completely blown away. I can't even believe it. That's so true about coaches and their big success stories. We have to play our own game and be willing to set up our own rules. I love that you don't talk about figures, Kate. I want to avoid that too. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Yeah, we've just got to do what it is that we want to do. So again, I'm not trying to say that if for someone like that feels good for you sharing figures, then go for it. But for myself, it doesn't feel good. Any other comments, guys, or questions or anything? I just want to thank you for all being on here so early. I know it's just a little after 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'll show you guys, I got a little Turbo here. So Turbo is used to morning snuggles. Say hi, Turbo. Say hi to the ladies. He's used to morning snuggles in bed. I usually will stay in bed and drink my coffee with him till about 7:45. But I wanted to hop on here this morning and just share my coffee with you guys this morning. So yeah, if any of you are local, it's lunchtime in the UK. Oh my goodness. If any of you are local in New York or you're on vacation in New York, tomorrow I am having the Confident Ladies Club meetup. So this is Friday the 20th. I know this video will probably be put in the newsletter tomorrow, so that's why I just want to clarify. Friday the 20th, there's the Confident Ladies Club meetup in New York City. I'm bummed. I know Lindsay said she can't make it now, but there's a bunch of other women. Actually, Nikki, you said you're going to be there. Can't wait to meet you. I'm so excited. So I hope that many of you can join, and I will see you there. All right, ladies. All right, friends. Have a great... I know, Nikki, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you. All right, have a great afternoon, great morning, and I will see you guys soon, okay? Bye-bye.